Hello friends, hope you're well. In this video, I want to talk about a serious crisis that is coming to the United States that will affect your home health care business.
This is grim work, but someone's got to do it. Takuya Shiota has come to clean up a lifetime of possessions after the elderly resident in this apartment died.
So there's a phenomenon happening in Japan right now where the old people are just dying off and people are finding out about it a week later, 2 weeks later, or even a month later. It's pretty scary.
With no friends or family, the occupant was undiscovered for 3 weeks until her rent went unpaid.
I don't mean to laugh, but I had a conversation about this very thing with one of you guys that called me. And I told you this was coming. If you're watching this, I told you this was coming. It's coming fast. This has been happening in Japan for at least 10, 15 years. So usually what happens in America is already happened in Japan like a decade prior or 15 years prior. Since the demographics of Japan are much older than the United States, it means that the United States is a little bit behind. If you look at the demographic chart, it's shaped very weird. There are more older people in Japan right now than there are younger people. There aren't enough people in Japan to help care for these elderly people. And it's very crazy what's happening because the people that are younger, they're having to work seriously long hours. There are YouTube videos, if you just search around, you're going to come across videos of these guys that are just working crazy hours in Japan and just dying on the job. It's already happening in the United States. This happened there was a story 2 years ago of some guy who worked for Wells Fargo. No, it was a lady who worked for some bank. It took them like 24 hours to find out that she was dead. She died on her desk, guys. That story shocked a lot of Americans. But this has been happening in Japan for like 10 years. So this lonely death crisis is coming to the United States.
Japan's suffering from a lonely deaths crisis. For the first time, the government has crunched the numbers. It's now expected some 68,000 people will die alone this year.
68,000 people. Isn't that crazy? If you think you are not going to come across this crisis when you're starting your home healthcare business, you're completely delusional. Because old people are very stubborn, especially these baby boomers. My goodness, baby boomers are the most stubborn group of human beings I've ever come across. They're so stubborn that they're completely detached from reality, guys. What the Gen Z is going through, these baby boomers think it's a joke. You know, lack of jobs, lack of opportunity. These baby boomers don't know what's going on. They live in their own delusional bubble, guys. But they don't understand that the hard times are here. Winter is here. Like the great Kevin Samuels said, and these baby boomers are in big trouble because they didn't maintain healthy relationships with their kids. A lot of these people are getting cut off by their kids because they don't want to deal with toxic people. I don't care if you're related to me. If you're toxic, I'm cutting you out of my life. I don't have time for it.
Left undiscovered for a prolonged period. Most are elderly. For Takuya Shiota, it's a problem that's getting worse.
It's not slowing down. So there are several ways to deal with this. As you guys can see in this video, there's a recovery team that comes in to collect the belongings of that person, maybe throw them in the dumpster or send them to a thrift store. When you don't have healthy relationships around you, when you don't have people that you trust around you, money is going to be a problem because the only people that you're going to start to attract are people that are trying to scam you. So let's say you're an 80-year-old guy or 80-year-old lady and you're a millionaire and you live in a mansion. It's nothing for a contractor or a plumber or a roofer to show up to that mansion and quote you like 20% above regular price on fixing whatever it is that needs to be fixed in that house because they know you got the money. And they would just tell you, hey, listen, it's going to be $20,000 to fix this leak. Meanwhile, that leak only costs them $10,000. Okay, so he's overcharging this millionaire. So they're going to start to attract these scammers around them. And they don't realize that this is going to happen. So sadly, It puts them in this weird psychological space in their minds where they don't trust anybody. They don't have anybody come around them. And they completely isolate themselves from everybody else. And they start blaming everybody and everybody for their problems. Trust me, I've lived long. I know all these things. I know what I'm talking about. That means anybody that comes around them is either a domestic worker or somebody that they barely trust. If these people allow you into their space, because they're very paranoid, everybody trying to get at them and everything, and these people allow you into their space, then you better build upsell services, such as remains recovery. Let's say you have an 80-year-old couple that are millionaires and you're taking care of them, and God forbid they pass away, and they're not in speaking terms with their relatives or even their kids. Now you become the in-between. Maybe there are items that are of sentimental value amongst their family, like jewelry and stuff like that, heirlooms, family heirlooms that have been passed down from generation to generation. These kids of these rich people, they're going to need to get those things. So why not provide a service as a value add to your home care business that caters to this need? All you have to do is find a bunch of guys with hazmat suits, a bunch of guys that are unemployed, that are pretty competent out there. You hire those two guys and you tell them, let's cut a deal, get a van, I'll get you a contract, you come, you clean up the house of this millionaire couple that passed away, and then I'll do the contacting of the family and offer that as a service. Maybe you charge $10,000, $5,000, whatever. You come up with a price for that. I don't know, what these guys in Japan charge, but research. That's what ChatGPT is there for. That's what Google is there for. Do your research to figure out how much these guys are making. What I like so much about this opportunity is there isn't much competition. Who wants to do this? Nobody wants to do this. So if you get the guys that can do this, you pay them well, you can charge the client whatever. And the kids know they can pay for these services using life insurance money. Because a lot of these rich people, they have life insurance policies that say if they pass away, money goes to all my kids. Maybe those kids could get like $500,000 each, just like that. So they got plenty of money to pay a service to recover family valuables. But I just wanted to, warn you what is happening in Japan. So when you start to see these things in the United States, then you know how to leverage, how to capitalize on it. Hey, I don't make the rules. America is capitalism. And you gotta get it how you get it. You gotta eat out here. Because if you don't hustle, you won't eat. But there are no jobs. So you gotta create your own opportunities. I hope you got some value from this video. If you're interested in working with the best, this means we're going to talk about the perfect niche for you to get into when you're catering to these wealthy people that need your services. Secondly, I'm going to show you how to market and promote your services to these people. Lastly, I'm going to teach you the crucial sales skills that you need to thrive and close those deals. When you're connecting with these millionaires, there are certain things you need to know how to articulate, certain questions you need to be asking that will set you apart from the competition so that people can trust you. They can take you seriously, because a lot of people cannot be taken seriously nowadays. I'll put a link in the description of this video. If you schedule time, I'll also give you my sales script. Talk to you soon.